Seth always liked to be alone. He loved his friends and family, but he loved more to be isolated from the world, the real world. He liked the world he had made in his mind. Seth liked this isolation because when he was young, he was never treated well and was abused wherever he went. This changed though because of one of his friends and also because of his uncle's training. Though that helped him get friends now. He never really forgot those earlier days that he spent alone, and now also he felt relaxed when he was alone. He took out his ear pods and resumed his song. He began humming the tune, lost in his own world. Thinking about how he would have changed certain things in his life if he had power disc from the superhero core. Seth saw that he had reached a crossing and that the road was full of speeding cars. There on his side of the road was an old man wanting desperately to cross the road but was not able to do so because of the rush of the cars. Pausing his song, he went to the old man. "Sir, do you want to cross the road?" he asked, reaching the man. "Yes, young man, could you help me to do so?" "Why not come?" Saying this, Seth took the old man by hands and helped him cross. When they had reached the other side safely, he let go of his hands and again started crossing the road himself. "Wait, my boy. Here, take this for your troubles," the man said, taking out a tenner. "There's no need for that, sir, it was my duty." Saying this, he crossed the road. He retraced his steps to where his parents were waiting. When he reached there, he saw that the car was still to come. "Would you like water, Seth?" his dad asked as he saw him coming, taking out a bottle of chilled water from the bag. Seth took the bottle and after taking a few sips, he returned the bottle to his dad, who himself took a few gulps, emptying half the bottle. "How much more time will it take, Dad, for them to deliver the car?" Seth asked, standing against the wall. "I called them and they said that it will be here in 20 minutes, Mr. Astill said. It took the delivery man another 30 minutes to reach them. The shop had sent them an intercontinental convertible. This was not what they had expected, but this will have to do." Mr. Astill paid the deposit and did the necessary paperwork. After that, they got into the car and started out. "Okay then, Seth, open the map and tell me how we get to ease," Mr. Astill said from behind the wheels, pressing down the accelerator to move faster on the nearly empty road. Seth, taking out his phone, turned on the GPS. He opened the maps and saw a red dot blinking on the screen. The dot was a little while away from a broad line on the map, which was the highway. "Dad, keep on going straight," Seth said, looking up from the phone. "Now take that right," Seth said, pointing to the turning in front of them. Mr. Astill turned the convertible and they hit the highway. "Okay, here we are. I will put in the destination so that you will be able to navigate from here, Dad," Seth said, entering ease on the empty top corner destination box. A blue line appeared joining the red moving dot and a place called ease on the map. "Here you go, Dad," Seth said, passing his mobile phone to Mr. Astill, who took it and placed it on the dashboard in front of the steering. Now that he was not needed to navigate, Seth relaxed himself on the back seat, which was not easy for all the 3 bags were stashed with him in the back. He adjusted the bags to make some space for himself, and when he became comfortable, he took out his book and started leafing through it. The wind blew in from the open window, ruffling his hairs. He smoothed his windswept hair with his palm, then returned to his book. He was on a very interesting point of the story. Jade, one of the superhero cop, was in her school. Unaware of the 2 villains who had entered the school in order to kidnap the son of the mayor, who happened to be her best friend. It was just past their 5th period, last 2 lectures were remaining when the villains entered the class. They used their power to bind the teacher. All the students were afraid. Jade, who was a little hyperactive, shouted to the villains to stop. They just looked at her and jeered. Jade used her powers and aimed a blow at one of the villains. She was angry now. The blow knocked the guy down, but he stood up quickly. They both started attacking her. She too started retaliating. But this did not go long and she was soon cornered. Before anything else could happen, a voice shouted, "Seth! Seth, wake up!" Startled, he opened his eyes, only to see his mother looming over him. He rubbed his eyes and saw out of the window, to see that it was evening. He then lowered his eyes to see that there was a medieval cottage in front of them. The cottage had red tiled roofs and a beautiful garden in front of the house, with various colors of flowers. His dad was already out and was talking with an elderly lady on the door, who was smiling and nodding her head. Her mother had slided down from him when he had opened his eyes and was now standing at the door of the car. "Is this where we will be staying, Mom?" he asked, looking at the cottage. "Yes, Seth. Why, didn't you like the place?" "No, the place is good and the garden is beautiful too. I am happy that you like the place, hope we will have a good time here," Mrs. Astill said with twinkling eyes. "I am sure we will. I should take out the luggage," he said, getting out of the car himself. Going over to the other side, he opened the door and pulled the 2 bags out, and placed them down beside himself. Then he took out his backpack and closed the door. Mr. Astill had finished talking and he was now coming towards them. "All's settled, we will be living here," he said, bending to take a bag. Seth took the other one and they made their way to the house.